Yo, what's good? What's good? It's the Kid Prezi King phone back on the Culturing Podcast, Culturing Show. I got a special guest here with me today. It's Josh, right?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yo, pleased to meet you. Good energy, good vibe. I met Josh. He was all love. Energy is pure. Yeah, I know how I like to do this shit. I don't like pure, genuine energy. And I met Josh. It was the same concept. So I decided to sit down with Josh and learn more about Josh. And hopefully today you learn more about Josh. Josh, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Josh Graz. Full name's Graz a day, but I go by Josh Graz. I'm a videographer, photographer, originally from upstate New York, and I currently live in Austin, Texas. I basically do video and photo for the rap scene, hip hop scene, sports.
Call some name. Who do you? Because when you say that, people gonna be like, okay, a lot of folks do video, people rap, blah blah. Give me a couple names of people top celebrities you have worked with and currently working with.
Got you. So I'm currently here working with Glorilla. Okay. I have worked with the City Girls. I've done some shows. I worked the festival at Rolling Loud. Lil Uzi Vert, Don Toliver, Meek, Travis Scott. The list could go on and on.
Oh my, bro. These names are like A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
To get in the position to work with these celebrities, there has to be some type of strategy or some type of to the people on the outside. I think it's some type of like connections or whatever the case may be. And me having a conversation with you off camera, it sounded like it was a genuine thing that happened because of the work and whatever you put in to get to that position.
No, definitely.
Can you explain to us how you got in a position working with these A-list celebrities?
Yeah. I feel like it was a little bit of both. So I started out back in May of 2019. I started out I got introduced to a new friend group, and they kind of all the people I was around, they're currently my best friends today. They was all doing something. So it motivated me to do something. So I started doing that. I was doing music videos and stuff, getting my name out there, just, doing stuff for free. When you start, who do you expect to pay for a service when you just started and you have nothing to show for it?
But trust your cert, right?
Yeah. So I was doing stuff for free, building my portfolio. And then I've always been a person that loved shows, loved concerts. I was a person that's if there's a concert in my area, I'm buying a ticket, I'm gonna be there. So the next step was I want to shoot shows. I want to be around these artists that I've been listening to for however long. And I was reaching out to promoters, I was literally hey, I'll do it for free. I'll come out. I'm not looking to get money. I just want the opportunity. And that's really what started. I was working with a promoter and they did a bunch of shows in the tri-state area. And I basically wouldn't say I got a contract with them, but more of an agreement. They were bringing me out to shows that they needed me for. And I was doing them for free just to build my name.
How long?
I was probably
free.
I was probably doing it for I would say a few months, but it was I probably did 4 or 5 shows for them for free. And then it just kind of we separate ways just for other reasons. But I did 4 or 5 shows for free working with a different Lil TJ, Polo G, some other artists. And that really got my name out there because it's I'm doing it and then I'm putting it out on social media, and that's what kind of got the ball rolling. And then I would say I didn't really take a break with shows, but I was just doing them here and there. And then I would say probably the back end of 2021 coming into 2022 is when things really started getting serious for me. I started the year, I did a show for Young Thug back in my hometown. And then throughout that whole year, I was just doing a bunch of shows with artists. And then August of 2022, how this all happened with the City Girls was and this is another thing that I do, and this isn't the formula that works. Everybody's path is different.
Different, right?
Yeah,
but
I agree. I could say the things that I've done to help me get where I got. So I saw the City Girls were performing in Syracuse at our New York State Fair, and this is what I always do. I do my research. I find managers, I find DJs, I find people that are within that artist team to see hey, can I get a media pass? Can I come out and shoot? And this is what I did with the City Girls. I found their DJ's page. Shout out DJ Reimer, now a really good friend of mine. We've grown a relationship ever since. And he's the one that gave me the opportunity. I reached out to him. I was hey, I see you guys are coming to my area. I'm a videographer, photographer out here. I'd love to come out and shoot. And I wasn't looking for any compensation. I was just I would just the opportunity. He got back to me. He's yeah, let's do it. And this was 2 weeks before the show. And then 2 weeks went by. Now it's the day of the show, and I haven't heard from him. And that day he randomly called me and he was like, hey, did you still want to come? And I was like, yeah. So I went out that day, shot the show. And then next thing you know, I put out the video, I put out the photos I took. And then JT DM'd me that night and was like, come on tour. And then 2 days later, you know, I'm quitting my full-time job and I'm got a one-way flight to Dallas. And I was basically like gone for like 2 months on tour. They were on tour with Jack Harlow.
Nice, bro. So why did they choose you? What's now? There's more to the story, right? Because if your work was shitty, they wouldn't have chosen you.
No, of course. I mean, I feel like
I don't want to go overlook the whole, because people get the whole concept, like, you know, the strategy you mentioned as far as like, you know, networking and, you know, researching and managing DJs and reaching out and you made it.
Mm-hmm.
But the backstory is your art was in place. Like you really knew what the fuck you were doing.
No, yeah, for sure.
For them to even say, like, for JT to reach out, it's a lot of folks I would only assume. I never met JT. A lot of folks and videographers will reach out to JT and ask to shoot for her, but she would DM you versus the DJ and say, yo, come on tour with us, right? So it had to be something about your work.
Yeah, I mean...
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I mean, I guess when she probably saw the video, they obviously liked it, because if they didn't, she wouldn't have reached out. And then maybe looking at my other work, because obviously I look at my social media as my portfolio. You know, if you want to see what I do, you go to my Instagram. And she probably looked through all my other stuff, and then timing and God was just like, this is the time for you, and it just worked out.
So how long you been doing the shooting videos and, you know, your skill? How long you been doing videography?
So I started in May of 2019, so coming like 4 years.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Still like very new to it.
It is very new. Because 2019 the whole world was shut down.
Yeah.
Was it? Nah, that's before
2020.
2020 was the year, but still, you know, you would think at 2020, 21, 22, you know, your whole career would get stifled because of the whole COVID thing, but...
Oh, no, I took advantage of it. It was the perfect time to take advantage of it. Because it's
Explain.
Well, everybody wasn't doing nothing, so why...
You study? What'd you do?
I still went and shoots and everything. Me and two of my friends, my friend Nishan and Zach, Zach's a videographer, Nishan's a photographer. We got connected with an artist out of Harlem. His name is TJ Porter. Now still a really good friend of mine. He was signed to Def Jam. He had a lot of buzz around that time, and he was coming out with a project. And we reached out to him directly on Instagram and was like, hey, we'll shoot a documentary while your album is coming out. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we were going to New York during COVID. We're driving on the thruway into New York City, and there's signs saying like, don't come here because COVID's that bad. But like, we still...
Yeah, New York was crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, not only just that, but just like, you know, staying in the crib editing, just going back to old projects and literally re-editing them, doing stuff like that. And then also like just reaching out to people to see who still wanted to work. Because I know I wasn't the only person that still wanted to work during COVID. And I feel like a lot of people gained a lot of success coming out of COVID. Like you've seen a lot of people, whether entrepreneur or business owner, come out of COVID and it's like they turn themselves into something even greater than they were before. True. Because the whole world shut down, and you know, you have people that are minded where it's like, why am I going to stop doing what I'm doing? This is my time to take really, over. Right. If you're able to, obviously. But so
what made you get into videography?
So that was back to what I said earlier with my friend group. My best friend Rich, he has a podcast like you called The Loft TV. Unruly, he's a videographer. Jawan was an artist, and I got introduced to them through a friend Razzle, which is another artist. And I was just like around them, hanging out with this new friend group, and it just really inspired me. It's like, I want to do something. So it's like, me figuring out what I wanted to do just by being around them. I was like, let me just pick up a camera. And I was kind of vlogging with an old friend before we had like a YouTube channel, just doing vlogs and just like other stuff. And I had a camera already. So I was like, you know what, let me just use it and just see where it goes. And just took it and ran with it. And I fell in love with it. And like, even if I wasn't here where I am today right now, I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in life with it. Like, if you have that love or passion, you're never going to stop doing it.
You bet. And you're here at my studio with Glorilla.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You're literally here moving around Glorilla.
Crazy.
2019 started as a videographer, right?
Yep.
That is, yo, bro, my hats off, flowers to you, bro.
Thank you.
That's just,
I appreciate
that's crazy. So, what I was gonna ask you. I want to know about like the most like um where you had to give me a pinch myself moment, the most highlighted moment of your career thus far. You've been around so many celebrities. You have shot so many shows. What is the most highlight moment of your career thus
Yeah.
far?
I would say so. My favorite artist, and I mean, some people might, and this is just my generation where I come from and whatever. But Lil Uzi Vert is like my top favorite artist ever. Like this person I like, me and my best friend Adam from high school, like growing up, middle school, high school, like that's all we listened to.
Lil Uzi?
Yeah, Lil Uzi. We went to.
Don't tell me you shot Lil Uzi, did you?
We went to a show in New York City at Terminal 5, and we bought like VIP tickets like that. Every time Lil Uzi was around New York or wherever, we were going to that show.
Okay.
Because I was just like that big of a fan. So I did a podcast with Rich, my best friend, on his podcast channel, and he asked me the question like, who's an artist you would want to work with, and that was my answer. And that was 2 years before it happened. So after I did the tour with the City Girls, I grew that relationship with JT still, and she brought me out for her birthday party in Miami in December, this past December in 2022. And she dates Uzi, and he came. He surprised her with a Rolls Royce. I got to take pictures of Uzi. I didn't really talk to him, do video, whatever. But it wasn't just seeing him in that setting. I wanted to shoot his show. So I had the opportunity this year to go to Rolling Loud to shoot for the City Girls in LA. So I went out there, and Uzi was performing the same day. I don't know if it was the same day or the day after, but I still had a pass to go and shoot. So it was like a goal to I need to get in the pit and make sure I shoot Uzi. So, and it's tough, like at these festivals and these shows, a lot of these artists, if you're not working with them directly, it's like you only get 3 songs in the pit. So once the 3 songs are up, every media's got to get out because that's just, what the artist wants. And if you mess up in those 3 songs, then it's over. Like you didn't get what you needed and you got to wait for your next opportunity. That's just in terms of if, you don't get the photo you want or you don't get the video you want, you don't capture what you want, you miss out on the opportunity and you got to wait for that next one. So luckily, I was able to get in the pit. I shot Uzi pretty much the whole set. They weren't at Rolling Loud. They weren't really kicking people out. So that was no issue. And I remember just standing there, and I wasn't even shooting. I'm just watching it. And it's to see myself go from, a kid that, loved going to shows, especially someone that is an idol, person that I listen to music all the time. And now I'm shooting. I was just standing there. I was like, wow, this is real life.
And you found out a little bit, just pinch yourself that. This is unbelievable.
It's sometimes I get caught and especially with the glow thing, it happens so fast. It's am I about to wake up in a minute? Cause is it a dream or is this reality?
Right.
And I'm super grateful. I'm super blessed, be in the position I am. And it comes with a lot of hard work. I tell people it's yeah, you could sit here and see all this stuff I've done on the social media. Yeah, it looks cool. I don't do it to flaunt or look flashy or whatever. It's I just want to showcase my work and what I love to do. And this is what I love to do. And it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of, losing friendships because I didn't want to go out and, go to a party, or I didn't want to go out and go do this on the weekend. I was in the crib editing, working on my craft. And it took a lot of non-sleepless nights to get here. And
salute to you, bro. And the one thing you say I want to give you some more flowers on is just take my hats off to you is that you mind your fucking business, bro. It's you say you being Uzi and JT, you didn't talk that much off camera. You were having a conversation. You was telling me you've been around certain people. You're nah, I don't interact. I just go and shoot. I get what I need and I leave.
Mm-hmm.
If life present me converse with that individual, that's how I converse with them.
No,
you said this to me, right? And more I talk to you, I realize even with the whole Lil Uzi experience, it's you said, you fuck with Uzi, just his music, you're a fan of his, and you were in a room with his lady and you focus on the job.
Yeah.
That is so crucial because a lot of people right now who was a videographer, photographer, producer, they get in the room, the first thing they say is what is your Instagram? Who is you? Oh, I'm a fan. What's up, man? Blah, 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 blah.
JT, that's the funniest part. JT doesn't even know I mean, I don't know if she knows, but she don't even know like that's my favorite artist. She didn't even know that.
So like stuff like that, bro. Like this is crucial to why you are where you are. I think people will see you come around and the interaction is less or whatever, and they trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, no, I feel like especially in this industry, especially working with these like high caliber A-list celebrity artists, it's like they need to trust you.
Yeah,
because it's like I'm documenting everything. There's things that could be said on camera that can't get out in the public. So it's like, you got to build that relationship to get them to trust you. And that's why I said, like, I don't want to come in here and, talk and, bullshit or joke around or do it. Because that's not what I'm really here to do. I'm here to just work, capture what you got going on in your life. And, it'll get to that point where it's like, hey, Josh, hey, so-and-so, we'll talk and converse, but I let that come as time goes. I'm here to do a job. And be professional.
Preach, bro.
And some people think like I've been in rooms with people and it's like, you good? Like, why aren't you talking? I'm just like, no, I'm just here to work. But I'll talk. Like, I'm not a person that's like, people will meet me and I come off as like quiet or like I don't really talk much, but I do once you get me to. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if I feel like I have a safe space too, like when I met you, we were talking. Like I'm not gonna be quiet, like you me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna just be quiet. So
right. And the comments got us doing a podcast together, right? Right. So before we get out of here, as far what is your ultimate goal out of this? We got you mentioned your partner who got you into this and you fell in love with this. Now, as far as the experience you had, now where do you see yourself in the next 2 or 3 years? What do you want out of this? Because it has to be something you want out of this at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy, healthy, and, able to, my whole thing is ever since I started, and this is how, even before all this, I was just a person that wanted to do good for other people. So if I could inspire the next person, to, chase after a dream, whether it's not just what I do, if you're an athlete, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you own a studio, like if you want to do something in life, just go do it. Don't worry about what your mom says, your best friend says, your cousin, your friend, someone you don't even know. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You choose what you want to do. No one else is going to do it for you either. And if you want it, go and get it. And that's all I really could ask for. As long as I'm happy and healthy, I don't care what happens.
Crazy. You know what most people would say? I want $1 billion. You didn't even mention money.
Money comes and goes.
It explains you are passion driven. It explains why you are successful so quick, bro. Again, hats off to you. I asked you to interview you. I thank you for being on my show.
No, absolutely. Thank you.
I feel like this is gonna be very historical. I want to see you on TV one day. Hopefully, I can text you and call like, "Yo, Josh." You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love, bro. Definitely. Hey, tell the people where they can find you. You know what I'm saying? Where they can follow you and stuff.
Got you. You can follow me on Instagram. It's at Josh JOSH.GRAZ, and that's really about it.
And we out. There you go.
Peace.